Okay, students, so for today, for lesson 3, you're going to open up the assignment on Google Classroom and it'll bring you to this page. So we read the mentor text on lesson 2, and now we're going to focus in on one of the elements that we talked about in narrative writing. So remember, one of the elements is including details and events from the original story into your personal narrative. So remember, you're switching the viewpoint and you're telling the viewpoint from one of the characters in the story, but you need to include events and details from that original story. They can't all be completely made up. You have to tie them in together. So I want you to go ahead and read through this passage again, the one we read yesterday, and then use these boxes and drag them over the spots that you think are key details and events that happened in the original story. So, for example, notice how I begin the journal entry with specific ideas and details from the story. I say, Rabbit tricks me all the time. Then I get ready to tell about Rabbit's latest trick. In the original story, Rabbit and Coyote, the author implies that Rabbit deceives Coyote all the time. Notice that I say the same thing, but I use my own words. So I tied it back to the original events and details in Rabbit and Coyote, but I used my own words as I wrote this personal narrative. But you can see how they connect together. So I would drag this box over and I would highlight this part right here because it shows that deceiving me was from the original story. That's how I got that idea. Okay, so go ahead and complete each of these parts, highlighting about 4. If you need more, you can always copy and create a new one of these boxes. Then down here, check your work. So over on this left column is the answers of some of the events that happened in that personal narrative. And then on the right side is the events from the original story and seeing how they connected together, how the original event happened, and then how I put it into my own words in the example story. At the final slide, go ahead and read these over and review the elements of this anchor chart of the components that are used to create a narrative writing piece. Okay?